making them work, making pain and suffering across to the opposition. And now Matron, that's close angle. Ooh, the timing is actually going to work against him. He gets caught in transition. That's a powerful kill. XANTARES now has to try and rip around in 2 different angles, doing a lot of damage, but only the 1 kill in return.
Calyx. He's seen a few of the players. Again, woxic. Ladders are supposed to make you inaccurate. Nobody's told him. He doesn't give a damn. PTK lamps out the first man and leaves them down to a 2v2. Abby with a dualies, firing off the warding shots. Calyx looks for the backstab. The off angle makes it uncomfortable. You've got a full commit at some point, and they try to. Figures out if damage is already done. Even if you DC, I'm pretty sure it's a little bit too late on that one. There's already damage done between either team, so first contact rule would come into play. I think the admin would see live as far as things are considered here. Rulebook-wise, I assume still live as considered. XANTARES next man to go down. You've got to roll with the punches here for Eternal Fire. Hope to build back into this one. woxic, can he patch it together and fix the issue? Scopes down towards the B site. Cabby, meanwhile, is slain as the headhunter will find that one. Wicadia takes him down. And you've equalized it at least. 48 seconds on the clock. Gets ahead of the Molotov. woxic, he's got to run back through though and takes so much damage. Yeah, he's warming up. A little bit too literally. Lucky looking for the frag. Swings in with 1. Whittles them down to a duo. Spamming towards the double doors, Vince. Lots of damage established between everyone. They're all living with paper cuts at this point, but it's down to just Queez in the 1v2.
Tickle the bomb, draw out Wicadia and Major. But be careful what you wish for. The postman hasn't come in, so they know he's going to be pushing up close. But Wicadia, uncharacteristically slow on the draw. Quez now jumping around, tags him through the smoke. 8 seconds left on the clock. At some point, he's going to have to fully commit down on this plant. He's run out of time, and he's making noise. He was anticipating Major to push him.
Nades outside. woxic's waiting for a push that's not going to come. The real play is to go for a vent dive. They pull the wall over their eyes. First man slips in, the rest of them round towards round. woxic with the body block, misses the shot as well. An iceberg. He got down the vent. He was the point man, Vince. And he sunk the ship of Wicadia. A round that feels like it really is going to be hard to come back from at this point now.
Oh, I saw that they were very happy to do the crunches on Anubis. Poor by spec room, they made that work for them, so definitely have that kind of capability and aggression up their sleeve. It doesn't seem like we're going to see any crunch taking place anytime soon, however. They're more happy and comfortable to sit back and wait with their 5.7s and MP9s, the Eagles. This assortment of weaponry. Sashi really slowing it down. They'll probably have a good read of the situation economically as well and realize that Eternal Fire will be into this kind of a buy. And one of the worst things you can do is push into 5.7s up close and around like this. Take the time to put the advantage in many different facets. As Quez goes in, takes down his first player. XANTARES though, a Major. woxic all come in and woxic with a double. Oh, it's backfired horrifically. Sashi suddenly with just 1 player left. Damage on that grenade, about 50 in total between 2 players. Quez also taking a little bit of stray damage, but there's Lucky with the AWP. XANTARES, his woes continue, 3 and 6. The first player he picked off again. Lucky, it's great to see him with the AWP again now, because I do very much vividly remember his days at Astralis where he was maybe thrust and catapulted into the very top level a little bit too soon. Didn't work out for him. A lot of people were extremely harsh, especially considering his very young age at the time. So to see him bounce back here with the AWP and actually having success, it's really cool to see. And hopefully the Sashi team and Lucky, it's just the beginning of something special. Quest can have Calyx taking the rights. Could have even probably gone in for the knife if he felt like it, but just making sure that there was no mistakes, no shenanigans afoot. woxic. Yeah, fortunately for him, there was the shield of the box that took the brunt of the damage there, otherwise he would have been gone, and that was a centre-back shot. woxic though through the smoke. Iceberg has returned fire, gets revenge. It's a 2-4 trade in favour of Eternal Fire as they're moving into ramp. Calyx has the angle, can fall back to the site, and now they're playing the mind games instead. They were charging as if they were going to rush down ramp, then decide to slow the pace. Lucky though is walking into a crossfire. But maybe it's Eternal Fire that are going to get caught stone cold. Instead, Major and Wicadia
And again, you know, like we were sort of speculating on based on the veto, we were thinking if you take Nuke, if you show up on Nuke, that's when this series gets really tantalizing. It's those last 2 maps of the series where suddenly it gets a whole lot more punishing. Sashi at the minute, this round, relatively equal trading. Major's got the rotate locked, but sleeping at the wheel somewhat. Delayed reaction on the jump back. Back 10 makes its move down ramp. Wicadia at least trades. 3 versus 3. Mr. still has bomb. Major bleeds back around towards decon doors. He posts up, looking for the peak. Opens it early. Flash to clear the ramp. You could peek from either side. It's the reload in, but it's the backstab. That's what'll shut it down. Site control firmly in their hands now.
Last passage play for Wicadia. Has to go in for it. There is no saving into that second half. Molotov back to site. Could very well burn Cabby alive, who decides to peek out, try and get a stray bullet before he goes and reaches his demise. But the conclusion of this round is looking more and more likely. Then Sashi can lock it down for an 8-4. Tickles the bomb, tries to draw out a bit of information, tries to draw out one of these Danes into the open. And they're playing it so well. The heavy underdogs in this game. Not just off name value, but also recent performances. Obviously, Eternal Fire going far in the major against the best and brightest, only losing to the eventual winners, and XANTARES showing us why. The Terminator has arrived again as he carves a path through 2 heads. But lucky with those Julies is laying down the law.
How does he just continue to do it? XANTARES, he's had 3 of them. 3 P250 pops. I know it's without the mister. Oh, there we go. Give him the 4th. Why not? The quad killer is let loose. I believe they've only won 3 of the pistols we've seen them play over the course of the entire day. That's including 3 maps in the previous series versus BetBoom. And now here, off the space of the 2 pistols played versus Sashi. Round 15 is live though. Minute and 25 on the clock. Sashi already running very low on utility. You've only got 2 smokes, 1 Molotov, and a single flashbang left in the coffers. Carney's walking up. He's just going to go in right and then gets around the edge of the smoke. At least Iceberg's able to make the adjustment and find the head.
This is a little bit underwhelming for Eternal Fire. 1 by 1 they walk out, 1 by 1 they're put into their grave.
XANTARES can drop down, draws out the peak. Finds the first because he knows about the second man peeking over the top of the blue. And he'll be lucky. Striking down. Reload timing catches him off guard. Oh, Cabby. He thought he was slick with it. Didn't have his speed cola this morning, Vince. Couldn't get the mag in time.
Yeah, and Calyx was out there. He was waiting. Just a prey coiled, ready to strike. And as soon as he heard that reload, he was just straight in the face. Iceberg, though, could return the favor. He's on the prowl himself now. He's sensing weakness. He's waiting for that trigger discipline. He sees the ball in the hands of woxic. Needs a second and lands it. And that should be the round falling into place. Even if Major can get the pick, he's been spotted, tagged, and the bomb's no longer under his control. Smoke in his eyes will force out a couple of flashes, but there's only one way he can come in, and that's from the garage side. And Quez is going to be very aware of this. Because they have the bomb down, it affords Sashi the luxury of playing around it. But Major has managed to divide and conquer them here. Molotov is perfectly timed. There is no time on the clock. Major has to rush through. 8 seconds left on the timer. Straight onto the site. Going to be planting it down in time. The HG doesn't finish him off. 10 HP to Major. Surely he can't clutch this. Surely it's not possible. 1 bullet and he's dead. He still lands the dink.
In a round like this, CTs necessarily don't need to get too aggressive at this point. It's more an Eternal Fire to set the pace of the game, Vince, and they're hoping that Sashi will push in, go for a lobby crunch. Oh, Major just up on silo, takes the fight, I guess. Just gone down to Cabby outside. That's a rough opener.
Eternal Fire have looked a little bit useless on these sides, I've got to be honest. Haven't seen too much in terms of a plan B or plan C. Which is very surprising considering that Major is typically one of those in-game leaders that's always thinking. He's always got something up his sleeve. I found a little bit wanting today here on Nuke so far on the T-half. Sashi playing it well. Need to hold their ground though. They're about to be aggressed on downstairs. 3 of the 4 making moves in. Quez and Cabby here. the latter of which is tagged down to 13. Quez not fully healthy. Maybe a Tech 9 or Galil Stray Bullet can finish him off to the dome, and Wicadia is making moves with his Mac 10. There's only 15 seconds left on the clock, though. The Eternal Fire have got to pressure in. They've got to push in, and both of the beat defenders have fell. Both of them have put down now that the Mac 10 spray comes in. There's enough time for the plant. They're holding it down. Suddenly Lucky with his AWP is all that remains. Eternal Fire may have just snatched this round away.
I'm worried again about the utilities of that CT side, though. All the offensive nades instantly thrown out. So trying to buy time off the back of the pre-mollies, you've got to do it. You've got to do the default down towards Squeaky, down towards main, just in case they go for the fast array hit, meaning they're dry and just onto the smokes. You've got 4 smokes to work with. A minute and 30 seconds on the clock, so they're going to be a bit more reserved in wanting to throw these out. Cabby could look for a backstab here, depending on the fade from the smoke, but it almost feels like there was no communication. They've been able to bleed their way round, straight in through main, look for the pick onto Major towards the top of the heart, and now you're down to a 4v4 with what looks like a late hit towards the A side.
Oh, timing here. XANTARES should be a dead man. Down he goes. Could force the hand of Eternal Fire to get aggressive out on A and try and play off Wicadia, but he's taking so much damage. Peppered through the vents and no one was there to help him. Now they're going to wide swing, finding Mister. Molotov designated to vents. Going to be going down here. Cabby has to push upwards. He can hide on the ladder. It's not going to singe him, and that could catch Calyx off guard. May not be anticipating a fast rotational flank here, but woxic is going to have impact. He's going to be bested by that 2-player peak, and there is Quez from range.
We're investing Cloud9. Bombardment on the site, skylights. Used to throw in the HEs, the Molotovs, forced them out of the default angles, missed up. Play on the back angle, behind the box. It's an off angle and works in favor of XANTARES. Instant shot connects, clearing out CT vent with a Molotov as well. But they're not coming from there. They're trying to make their way back in through the nest. And there's an iceberg lurking around the corner. Instant 1-for-1 trade. The battle carries on as we're ripped down through a 3v2. And they're both trapped again towards the nest, Vince.
Eternal Fire, they've been in these positions so many times, making sure they don't rush this one in. Smoke to main, post plant coming through, and Sashi have to save. They've already given this one up. Oh yeah. It's going to fall into the same kind of feeling that we've seen throughout this entire map. Scrappy, close range combat, everything being thrown in, and Cabby is going to have the world up against him, and he can't even get one. His crosshair found itself nestled between 2 players. Quez at least going to keep them honest. XANTARES picked off. Major should get picked from outside, but Iceberg's timing could work against him. Oh, if he gets shut down by Major, he's going to be devastated. He's going to be gutted. And he has gone back out again. And he has a good read of the situation, though. Should be getting Major, but Major still puts him down in his place. Oh, Iceberg must be so confused. What the hell's going on? And what is going to sting so much if they let this one slip is that they could have won some of these rounds, Jackie. Like, they weren't impossible. They had their opportunities. They had their moments. Eternal Fire have not been playing, I wouldn't even say in their B game, considering how solid they looked at the Major. But now XANTARES awakening from his slumber. Major himself is having some really big rounds. And that is the fast track down onto the B site as they're watching their back. Iceberg is here, but he's the only CT. Tries to open his account before the smoke fades, but Calyx is there to dust off the cobwebs, and it's looking like a GG in favor of Eternal Fire on Sashi's choice of map.
Sashi fought so hard. Came so close to winning this one. He felt like it was destined to be with the plays that they were making throughout the course of Nuke, but now it goes down to a 2v4. And with time ticked so far, everything stacked against you. It's only a matter of seconds before it's all said and done. They realise that it's about to fall away from them. Mister tries to amp up the speed a little bit, but he's not got time for this. 1 versus 3. Headshot from Wicadia. Eternal Fire take 13.